Hi, welcome to I Studio. I'm Diane Williams.
And I'm Chuck Potter.
We want to have a little conversation about art's ability to heal. It's something that we both believe in deeply. It's not something that's going to cure you of your disease necessarily. It's a mechanism that's going to heal your soul, heal your spirit, and that healing, like a prayer, can go out into the world and be a healing force for other people as well.
Yeah, what we always say is what you put into the artwork emanates from the artwork. So, you put in the loving care, the nurturing, and that resonates and makes your artwork more accessible for the viewer. And the viewer takes that impression and makes it their own and goes on from there.
Degree in arts and consciousness studies, where we studied things like world religion, meditative practices, shamanism. We traveled to China and we studied calligraphy, Chinese medicine, Chinese landscape painting, and we did Tai Chi every morning. There's a lot of energy in the earth that we draw upon when we're painting. It's not just a matter of painting a picture. It's a matter of really engaging with the process of the mystery of the medium. For example, I start out with an idea of what I want to do, and the painting has a different idea. I make a mark, and I have to look at it and say, how am I going to respond to this mark? It's like the painting made the mark different than I had it in my mind's eye. So I have to be willing to dance with the process of painting the picture, so that it's always a collaboration and a mystery.
We often say that when you become present, you get in touch with what the universe has to provide as far as the energy. There's a lot of things that we pick up as we're spinning through our universe, 17,000 miles an hour. There's other forces of nature that we don't even seldom think about, but they have an effect on us. So when you become present and you start focusing on something in front of you instead of yourself, you come out of your body in a sense, but you're still very present within your body, and you're in touch with those things around you, different energies. And once you tap into those kind of forces, the creativity, of our planet, which is always around us, that's where things really start. And you can feel it coming through your body. Often you'll find yourself getting into a zone where you're watching yourself do the work. So it can almost be an out-of-body experience. And that zone is really precious, and it's a gift.
love the way it looks when the varnish is wet, but I don't like the way the finished product looks if it's glossy. I don't know, it sort of looks like resin or something when you first put it on. It's pretty cool.
That looks great. It's a gift.
So how can art heal? How can prayer heal? There's no scientific facts that I can give you about how it works, but it does work. And it's a belief. People often tell me that when they view my paintings, they feel good. They feel relaxed, they feel calm. My paintings made them feel better, and they were a healing force for them. I'm always complimented by that. I love to hear that.
Yeah, we all like to hear that.
What are we looking at?
Well, because it's lighter than panels. Panels get heavy, especially with more coats of plaster. So this has 3 coats on it, and it's been scored with some Stabilo pencil to provide some delineation, which I plan to play with a little bit later. And I've just wet sanded. I've dry sanded all of these layers. Now I've wet sanded this last Venetian layer, which is this greenish color, which will turn white like this. And so this has been wet sanded with 400 grit at this point, and same with this panel, since it's opposite. And I set up the panels a little differently. This one I left more open area, and on the underlying layers I didn't cover it completely, and I left more open spots just to see if it'd get different modulation. And it seems similar in some ways, but I think one of the things too is when you it's not only your own work. We also feed off artwork that others before us have done, and we talk about tapping into our ancestry. And when we go to museums and we start looking at work like by Matisse and Picasso and Cezanne, and you really start to get a feel of what the masters were about. Michelangelo, the sculptures, all of it. And it's like history starts to touch base and channel through you. There's always a connection. And I think that as you move around and enjoy the work that you see, that when you bring it back to the studio, you get in touch with your own work and other forces, again, working with you. And the idea is to set your ego aside. That's a lot harder than it thinks. We all have a lot bigger egos than we'd like to admit. Yeah. That's for sure. And you get humbled often. There's a lot of failure in the studio. I was listening to an Apollo 13 excerpt the other day on the radio, and I thought it was really funny because they called it NASA's biggest failure and greatest success. And I really thought, boy, that's a nice thing to put into your studio, right? The biggest failure and your greatest success. I like that dynamic.
Yeah. All right, so that's it. We hope to talk soon. Please remember to subscribe if you like what you see, and be safe.
Be of good cheer
in these uncertain times.
Yes.
Bye-bye.